listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Giuliana and Bill After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Giuliana and Bill After Show.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Giselle Ugarte here. Bing is for doing, and right now we're doing another recap of your favorite reality couple, Giuliana and Bill. Of course, I have my lovely co-host to my left.
Hello, everyone. It's Tara Johnson back here with you again, and this feels strange. We haven't done this for, what, 2 weeks?
Yes. We are doing a doubleheader today.
Doubleheader. I love it.
I hope all of you had a very happy Thanksgiving at home.
Yes.
We are here safely. Unfortunately, Sarah is out sick today. So, Sarah, if you're watching, we hope that you get better soon. And also, if you want to join in on the conversation, be our little guest co-host for the day, you can give us a call at 424-256-1633. We're in Studio B today, so don't let the introduction fool you. But let's go ahead and get started. We have a lot to talk about.
A lot.
And it kind of seems, we were talking about this earlier, that in the last 2 episodes that they were so great, so touching, pulled in the heartstrings, but not a lot happened.
Right.
So hopefully that'll give us a chance to really connect with some of the highlights that did happen.
True.
So I want to talk about the first episode 6 of this lovely, lovely season. It's called Meet the Duke. And I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
It really is.
We got to meet the Duke in the
so
flesh.
Great.
And it's so beautiful because, yes, we've seen photos. Yes, we've heard Giuliana and Bill talk about it. Yes, we saw those tweets. Bill was the one that tweeted, and he even talked about it in this episode about how he wanted to, you know, announce it, be the dad and have that tradition. And he was the one that was tweeting, you know, it's game time. Edward Duke arrived. He was 7 pounds, 3.4 ounces, I believe.
I think Bill won that bet.
Yeah, yeah, just barely though.
Yes, barely.
With the 3.5, it could have been a little arguable, knowing she would have, you know, wanted to win that argument. But let's talk about some of the touching moments. What were some of your favorite moments?
I really liked the moment where they were in the car driving to Denver, because it's that moment before the big moment, and it's literally the last maybe hour that they are just a couple without having kids, and they're passing the phone back and forth, announcing to everyone. They're asking each other questions like, who's going to do the announcement? It was kind of this nervous energy, but I always love seeing Giuliana and Bill together, and that special moment when they were just kind of realizing this is it, everything we've been waiting for and working for and hoping and praying for
the year of the Rancics.
Right, the last 5 years, I think, is now about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that feels.
I loved it. And it was also a beautiful intensity because even though Giuliana's not carrying the baby, it was still that time in the car where there was just the anticipation.
Right.
And this baby has become America's baby.
So
this
true.
is a challenge that we've seen them go through for the last 5 years. And that was one of my favorite moments, was when they showed the montage. Oh,
was that not
my goodness. Every single moment, from trying to get pregnant, taking the pregnancy tests, hearing that she got cancer, hearing that she miscarried, hearing that they were finally pregnant, was just the most beautiful moment.
The times when she got sick, when she was doing IVF, and those difficulties, it almost felt as if in the beginning we're thinking, when the show first started, they just got married or getting married, and it was so many highs, and they seem to have gone through these season of lows. And now they're back on the upswing again. So it is the year of the Rancics. It was just wonderful to see. I teared up. I don't know how many times did you cry during that episode?
A couple times.
Yeah.
I cried during that, and I cried during the delivery, which it looked like the delivery went so smooth.
I know. I was like, is Delphine a professional?
Right? I mean, granted, I'm sure they couldn't take the camera everywhere for sanitary purposes, for privacy purposes, but it seemed like it went really smooth. And Giuliana even said, Delphine, if if it means anything, or like even if it doesn't mean anything, for what it's worth, that's what she said. For what it's worth, you look really pretty.
That's such a G statement.
I mean, the nerves are flowing, so you can't really help it. And then, but one thing I did notice is that when they pulled out baby Duke, they did a very quick toss back to Delphine, and she slipped right back out. She had an oxygen mask. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't notice that at all.
She had an oxygen mask on. So I did a little bit of research to figure out, when would they ever pull an oxygen mask? Because every reality television show delivery I've seen on reality, it's always they've never had the mask on. I've never seen that. I've seen crazy water births. I've seen.
Oh please, yeah, absolutely.
On Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
right?
I've seen Kourtney pull out her own baby on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Right, it's like, hi, how are you?
And so apparently, sometimes during hard, strenuous labors, they do put oxygen masks on, whether it's because the baby needs more oxygen and they're running low on energy, or because perhaps the mom has high blood pressure, or sometimes they can get dehydrated from sweating so much.
Right.
So it could have been a little harder than we thought.
What I will say, throughout the first episode, even the second episode, especially at the end of the first episode when you saw baby Edward Duke getting his bath and you saw Delphine on the side kind of watching, she's always in the back of my mind. I'm wondering, where is she now? How is she doing? What really was her story throughout this entire pregnancy? So to hear that maybe the birth was not as easy as they made it seem on the show, I know it's the Giuliana and Bill show and I get that, but Delphine is such a huge part of the story, Edward Duke's life, our lives now. I would have, maybe I would love to see and hear how she's doing. And so Style Network, please let us know how Delphine's doing.
Yeah, especially behind the scenes, because they do blogs and stuff like that. And I think we do want to respect Delphine and let her have her own life and be private. And, just for her own security purposes, she, I think, has her own family as well.
I think so.
But I can see that. And it's not necessarily, the oxygen mask doesn't necessarily mean that it was a hard pregnancy, but it could have been a very long one, which would make sense because initially they thought the baby was going to be born at 6. It was born almost at 10. They had driven all the way to the hospital, which is quite the commute. So it could have just been a long process, which is, I think that's normal.
I think that's normal. So we're thinking, what, 5-6 hours maybe,
longer,
Who knows with the beauty and science of television
9 to
and
12.
editing? So
who knows?
Another
touching moment was the skin to skin, koala care, as one of the nurses referred to it.
Let me just say, some of my most favorite moments in both these episodes is whenever Bill Rancic did not have a shirt on. I'm just going to put it out there.
He had some nice pecs.
Not complaining.
I gotta say.
Not complaining.
It's a big arm.
Yeah.
Tall guy.
Loved it. Loved it. Hit a rewind a couple times. Just want to say, gee. Good for you.
I love it. But also, what I loved is that there was something so soothing and calming about Giuliana holding her baby.
Right.
For the very first time. And I was expecting for her to be a little nervous, kind of like, what do I do? Am I doing it right? Because she's a perfectionist.
Right.
And for her to just let it happen and look so at peace and feel so confident with what she was doing was just a beautiful thing. Those maternal instincts right away kicked in, and she even said, even though it's not coming out of me, even though she didn't deliver her own baby, that she felt like when she had the skin-to-skin contact, her son knew that she was his mom.
Absolutely. It was just kind of the thing where she said the moment was beautiful, but it was beautiful for us to watch too, because this is something they have been wanting, she has been wanting, and so wanted to give to her husband, give to their family for so long, and couldn't physically do it herself. So just to see it, and now she can look at her son, hold him, start their family. It was a beautiful moment for them to share also, and it came across perfectly. I got
and they had the camera right on their faces as she was pushing, as the head came in, as they pulled it out. It was incredible. It was so tasteful in every single way.
True.
I thought. And then I loved when Giuliana swaddled.
Swaddled.
Marissa, are you familiar with the term swaddling?
Yes, a little bit.
Are you a great expert swaddler?
I've had 2 nieces, 2 nephews, so
Good for you.
I'm pretty good with babies.
Oh,
So
look
the
at
first
that.
time that we discussed swaddling, Phil had no idea what swaddling was. He was like, "Swaddle what?"
What's that? I think he tried to look it up, tried to Google it really quickly to see what we were talking about.
So it was the baby's first swaddle, or at least it was the parents' first swaddle
Right.
moment. They had the little baby burrito, and Juliana was like, "Are you chicken? Are you beef? Are you veggie? I think you're chicken."
I will say a friend of mine who recently had a baby was watching with me, and when they did their first swaddle, she gave them an A. She was
Oh,
like,
good.
"Fantastic swaddle. That's a great expert."
Baby burrito.
Yes, the baby burrito. I don't know, maybe it's veggie. I would have given him veggie burrito, not
Veggie?
chicken.
Duke burrito. And then we can't go on without saying, well, a couple, 2, 3 things. Number 1, Courtney, Nurse Courtney.
Right.
Love her.
She was great.
I wish that she was on Giuliana Bill all the time. She was comic relief, but not even in a funny way. It was just she just knew what she was doing.
Absolutely.
As if it was just, oh, we're just taking care of the baby, baby's first bath. This is what you do. And Giuliana and Bill are just looking at her like,
You're
goddess.
so comfortable. I mean, that baby, all that soap, it was like, I was like, that is a pretty lengthy bath for what? That baby was 2 hours old at the time.
Mhm.
I was like, my gosh.
Well, it's got all the blood and guts
I know.
and
And
skin
he hung in there as long as he could, and then he had to let out that cry like, okay, lady, enough is enough.
But at least the baby came out healthy. You know,
Oh,
the baby had some lungs.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And is it
So-
what? Is a champion, Bill called him, or a trooper? Got circumcised.
All of the above, I'm
right.
sure. That's right. He got circumcised. I almost forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot about
Right.
that.
Didn't cry.
But the baby got circumcised, didn't cry.
I know that can't be normal.
That's
I would want to
unbelievable.
hear some stories that cannot be normal.
I don't want to hear any stories.
Well, I think of the thought of circumcision and it makes me tear up. I'm just saying.
hey, better sooner rather than later. The
Yeah.
other thing is we see Phyllis.
Yes.
I was confused at first because I was like, wait, is Courtney the new baby nurse or is so Phyllis is there?
hmm
And of course, we cannot forget to talk about the fact that the baby is not even a week old and first private jet ride.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but Bill did make a point of saying this kid should not get used to this treatment.
I know.
Life is not going to be this easy.
And then Giuliana gets out of the plane. She's like, I've never done this with a baby in my hand before. Like, okay, Giuliana. But it's nice. It's nice to have friends in high places, wouldn't you say?
Who are you telling?
They get this jet. They're flying Auntie Karen and Grandma Rancic
yeah.
to Colorado, and then they're flying the whole family back. They're greeted with these baby boy balloons.
It's great.
Ugh.
Now, did the Donald give him that? He just said my friend. I don't think he revealed the name of the friend. So before he said, maybe I'll call the Donald and ask the Donald to let us use his plane. Do you think?
Oh.
I thought
I
about
didn't
that.
catch that.
No, in the episode before when they were talking about the plane, they were on the couch talking, and he said, "I'll take care of the plane." And she's like, "Are you sure?" He's like, I'll take care of it. Maybe I'll ask the Donald." So then he was like, "Just finished the plane arrangement." So Donald Trump, what's up? Let us know.
I'm sure he has more than one.
Absolutely. He let them borrow the small one.
Yeah, seriously. That one only has 3 course meals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the full 7.
Not the full. Yeah. Of course, borrow the little one on the side.
Any other highlights from the episode Meet the Duke?
You know, the excitement on Bill's mother and sister's face as they went to the Four Seasons to get everything set up. Like, Mom could barely even do anything. She was just, I can't wait till they bring the baby home. It was just an entire episode of just joy and excitement and elation. It was great.
I'm curious to know the timing of that, because one thing I noticed is that 1 second they're in the car, they're going to the Four Seasons, and then the quote next day they're flying to Colorado and they're wearing the exact same outfits, and they just happen to be together when Bill calls them, and they just happen to be going to the Four Seasons when Bill calls them to let them know that Duke's on the way.
Giselle, you are good.
Small details.
Like, I didn't even catch any of that. I didn't catch that.
It's the wardrobe. It's
Yeah,
it's
the wardrobe's
those
a dead
details.
giveaway.
I can't
Yeah.
help it.
It's a dead
But
giveaway.
they did look fabulous. I loved Karen's sequin
right.
tribal looking skirt.
That was cute.
But just wondering.
You know,
just
The magic of
know.
TV. Sometimes you just have to get that scene in and get it done. But we forgot to do a wardrobe change.
Well, let's move on to episode 7, Dukes of Hazzard. But before we do, I just want to remind all of our viewers and listeners about our Amazon affiliate program. If you're familiar, because you're new to this, we haven't really talked about it in the last couple of weeks.
No, we haven't.
But basically, if you visit the AfterBuzz TV page, you will see a little banner at the top. Click on it for Amazon. If you are making any purchases for the holidays, for maybe some extended Cyber Monday deals, what happens is we get a tiny little kickback, and that's what keeps the lights on. It's what keeps you getting great shows. It's what keeps the shows for free. Right. Our iTunes podcasts are free, faux free. And it's all because of support from you guys.
Which we love it.
Exactly. And another way you can support us, every week we tell you, join the conversation, whether you're on the chat right now, or you can always tweet me at Giselle Ugarte. And of course, the iTunes comments and ratings are such a big deal. We're so grateful that despite taking 2 weeks off, I was at AfterBuzz TV yesterday, and we were still in the top 10 for most downloaded iTunes podcasts.
5 stars. You guys rock.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you're giving us 5 stars. And if you don't think we deserve 5 stars, before you give us a lower rating, let us know how you think we can make this show better. And hopefully we'll be coming back for many seasons to come.
That's what we hope. That's what we're trying to do. Whatever you want from us, let us know. We can work on it.
Yes. Exactly.
Love it.
Love it. All right, so let's talk about the Dukes of Hazzard, episode 7 of season 6. And I want to talk just really quickly. This is probably the tiniest little fragment of the episode, but probably took the most amount of work. Home Sweet Home, moving in. Oh my God. Bert did the final walkthrough. Sarah is scrambling for storage. And we've got Lonnie Paul making the house gorgeous. And then let's talk about Lisa Adams. Have you heard of Lisa Adams before?
I have not.
Okay. Lisa Adams was on HGTV, a show called $1 Million Closets.
Okay.
She does the closets for all the stars. And she's the one who designed Giuliana's dream closet.
And one day she'll design mine.
And mine as well. My jaw dropped. She is incredible. And I actually found out that her offices are very close to where I live. I almost want to just, mosey on by and make friends with her.
Give me the address after. I'll do a drive-by.
But G's closet looks incredible. Of course, that's the most important part of the house.
Right, yeah. And that was the part was completed first because priorities. Let's go.
Well, yeah, and I mean, they can't really bring all the clothes in unless there's a place to put them.
Right,
and
true.
She is someone who makes sure that there is a place for every little thing, boot covers, belt slots, and purse slots, and the way that she organizes things, it's like you can see everything. Because if I don't see everything, I forget that I have it.
All the time. And then I'm looking for something like, oh, I have that?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should wear that sometime. Yeah. And then I put it in the closet and forget I have it again.
Yeah, and then it goes out of style. And you have to wait 5 more years until you can pull it out again.
That's true.
Shopping hoarders. True life. Call me. But instead of therapy, give me a closet makeover.
It's true.
All right. Next thing, there were some insecurities in this episode. Quite a bit. To start off with, we see Bill, who claims that he put on some baby weight.
Not so. At least in my opinion.
He could have. A little. We never see his stomach. I don't know if you noticed. We never do see his stomach.
I think
not that it matters.
Right. I think on the side a little bit when he was sitting down taking the picture, which I love that pose with him, with no shirt and his arms around or whatever.
Did you think that was a little awkward?
I mean, I think the positioning was awkward, but I think they showed a little glimpse of the picture and it came out really well. Sometimes when you're doing those pictures, you look crazy and they just come out wonderful. Yeah. So I think the glimpse I saw, because I didn't see the whole spread, I thought it came out okay.
I think Giuliana and Bill are beautiful enough to do, a skin-to-skin, actual skin-to-skin, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Topless type of a photo. But I just thought it was a little strange that here's Bill without a shirt on behind Giuliana who has a dress on.
I don't know, I liked it.
And they still looked beautiful.
Yeah, I liked it.
But I think the concept of it, they can pull it off because they're such a handsome couple.
It's true.
But it was a little... But I did love that Bill had his rosary on.
Loved it.
And that's something that he mentioned in the prior episode, was that he has 2 lucky charms, which is his rosary necklace and the picture of his dad in his wallet, which
Love it.
So special.
Love it.
But anyway, so Bill thinks that he's put on some baby weight, which is typical of someone who is married to, say, a wife who's eating for 2.
Right.
But Giuliana, I mean, yes, we see her eating spaghetti on occasion.
Right.
But other than that,
let's just keep it real.
Let's just keep it real. She's a salad and sushi kind of girl.
She is. And she's a size -2.
So it's funny that Exactly. So it's funny that he thinks he put on baby weight
Right.
due to the pregnancy. Maybe he was a little stressed out. Maybe he was
Maybe.
anxious. But he also says that it's been hard to work out having a new
Right.
baby. So he takes a run with Giuliana's hairstylist. They have a little daddy talk.
Man talk, right?
He gets inspired to get a tattoo. Which, did you really think he was going to get a tattoo?
No, but I really wish he would have gotten it. Bill
do
is
too.
so like straight lace kind of thing. I like those kind of surprises about people. You would never expect it, but if you saw it, you would go,
Bam!
yeah. Like she was like, that's hot. Like that's hot. All caps, 2 T's.
I think Giuliana did like it.
I loved it.
I think she would have gone for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have wanted to have Giuliana get a tattoo on her inner thigh, but I think if she would have gotten it in the same place,
And I do.
I'm all for it.
I like that placement a lot more than the arm.
Mm-hmm.
When he said right about, I thought it was excellent. I loved his different, font. Big ups to the tattoo artist. I loved it, and I love the placement. I really wish he would have gotten it.
Well, initially when he put it up, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I know,
It
yeah.
didn't look.
That didn't look. That was a little too greasy. He called it a little street cred. I was like, no, it looks a little greasy to me. And that's
No,
not
thank
the right
you.
move.
No,
but the
thanks.
rib,
No, Bill.
nice,
The ribs.
nice, yeah.
We'll see. Maybe for baby number 2,
Maybe.
we'll get like initials or something.
Sometimes you just need to break out of your shell just a little bit.
Do you have a tattoo?
I do.
Oh.
I do, and that's the whole
I
thing.
never would have expected it.
There you go. And when people find out, they're like, "Oh my, really?" I'm like, "Yep."
Can you tell us what it is?
Oh, it's a dove with a
Oh.
rose in its mouth. It's very classy.
Oh, where is it?
It's right on my shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah, not that place.
I was just wondering. I had to ask. I know there are people wondering.
Maybe for the second one. I'm just kidding.
I did love how at the photo shoot, Eric's like, Bill, next up, Playgirl. He's like, yeah, right. I also loved how Bill goes, well, they asked him whether Duke was Edward or Duke, and he goes, if he's an NFL quarterback, Duke. If he's a CEO, Edward.
Right.
Why
And
not?
if he does both, Edward Duke all the time.
Yeah.
There you go. I
Oh.
love it.
I go by my middle name.
Do you? Really?
Yep.
Do you not tell anyone your first name?
No.
No, you don't. You're like my mother.
No, if when I get married, I'll probably just get rid of it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My mother does the same thing. Her first name is She's Gonna Kill Me, but I love you, Mom. First name's Willie.
Oh,
I think Willie is fantasmic.
that's something that you'd never hear.
No, she hates it. I love it. So, of course, I call her Willie. So there you go. Love you, Mom.
And then she'll be Grandma Willie. Maybe.
Isn't that better? Oh, my gosh. That's fantastic.
Signature. Trademark it now. And then I also noticed that G had some insecurities as well
Right.
for going back to work.
She had that, and also when she was talking to her mom, asking her mom, how did you do this, raising 3 kids? How did you know what to do? Were you scared? And her mom's like, you figure it out day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom is
Well,
fantastic.
let's talk about the work thing first, though,
Right.
because it's a little sweet irony. We were talking about G going back to work here at AfterBuzz TV, saying that she was going to have the hardest time
Yeah. Going
staying
back.
on maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that she would not, be able to sit still without working.
She thought it too, because
She
Jason
thought it
Kennedy
too.
said, "What are you gonna do?" And she's like, "I don't know. I mean, I'll have a baby, but I don't know."
Yeah. And sure enough, she's already dreading going back to work, and it's only been a couple weeks.
Right.
And she had to go to the Emmy, so she did have to kind of
Right.
go
Switch
to work
back.
a little prematurely. But I was thinking she was going to be excited to have a little break. And then lo and behold, not only that, we find out that when she did return from her maternity leave, which was
Couple
3 weeks ago,
right?
to E! News, she was crying the whole morning.
I can believe it. I think something like that happens. Your life changes. You hold that little baby. You look into his face, and you're just like, I'm responsible for this baby. I want to, like she said, savor every second of it. I don't want to miss anything. Kids that age change so quickly that you just think in your mind, oh my gosh, if I go away for 5 minutes, what did I miss?
Yeah.
And they've waited so long.
Yeah.
But
that's
yeah,
true.
it's like it's completely a 180, like we never thought. Maybe at the end of maternity leave, it would have gotten a little difficult, but what? They were a week into it, and she's like, I don't want to go back. I can't believe I have to go to the Emmys.
I have to go to the Emmys.
Right.
And Robbie's like, I'll go for you.
I know.
And then she does talk about it too with her friend at RPM. They have a
Right.
dinner, and it was interesting because her friend goes, I could not wait to get back to work.
Wasn't that was you don't hear that many times from women. I was really surprised by that. I love the honesty of
I
that.
did too. But it was interesting that even, at the end of G's maternity leave, she still wasn't that way.
Right.
And so it was great because she was scared of being a mom, and now she really truly does love it more than anything and embraces it. And who knows, maybe she will actually move to Chicago.
She might. I mean, the thing is that also she's worked so hard for so long to get to the career that she wanted and and wants. To have something happen in your life where you can really say, oh my gosh, wait a minute, let me think about it. Maybe I need to reprioritize what's really important now. And it must be shocking, but you have to really be true to yourself. And if
Right.
having a son and taking care of him is the most important thing, then so be it.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that I really, really loved, and this is kind of going back to shirtless Bill,
As
one of
I
your
love to
favorite
do.
topics.
Absolutely.
But the reason why he was shirtless was because Baby Duke pooped all over his shirt. There were a lot of baby firsts in this episode.
First poop is
No, it was his first bath.
right. No, it was his first
His
bath.
first real bath,
Right.
though, because as we had discussed, babies can't take their first rinsing bath until their umbilical cord falls off.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was his first bath, and Phyllis goes, I like the dads to do the first
And
bath, which is precious.
Did they expound upon why she likes that? If that's just her preference, or
Just her
trying to give the
preference.
father a little more bonding and connection?
I think that's what it was.
Because I thought that was really not strange. I thought it was great for her to say, my policy almost is, I really like the dads to do this
Yeah.
first. And he loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great too.
A good Duke moment,
Yeah,
even
great.
though there was some Dookie. How did we never put that together?
Because it's gross. No, I'm just kidding. That's gross.
And he's beautiful. So Duke got some Dookie all over Bill. During bath time, though, at least they're
Yeah.
going to rinse it all off, just kind of hose it.
It was all over him.
It was pretty bad.
I mean, okay, Marissa, you have 2 nieces, 2 nephews. What happened? Have you been, the
Pooped on.
Have
Oh yeah.
you?
Yeah.
everywhere? I mean, just it was
All up my
everywhere.
Projectile.
arm.
Isn't it crazy
It
where
happens.
how it gets there? I'm like, how did that happen?
Mhm.
I have a niece and nephew and a couple cousins too. So it's like, you look up and you're like, how did that get there? Who put that there?
Hey, Duke had a big burp.
Oh, he did.
That was a great burp.
That was a great burp.
But yeah, so he had his first bath, which
Yes.
was lovely. He had his first tummy time.
That was great.
Do you know tummy time, Marissa?
No, I don't know that one.
So tummy time, Phyllis introduced Giuliana to tummy time, and it's basically that they put the baby on its stomach so that he learns to strengthen his head. And so he moves it around, he moves it up, and then Duke did it for about 20 seconds, and then it was just...
And fell out, passed out asleep. I was like, wow. Maybe he's an actor, like on cue.
I love Giuliana's commentary in the background of all the videos. She's like, hi, mister. Hello.
She's so cute.
It was his first time, like we said, meeting the family, the aunties,
True.
Lena and Brenda and Richie. It was his first time, his first close-up for Life and Style. He
This
was the
kid,
perfect little
man.
baby.
The life this kid is leading already.
And let's talk about those clothes. One thing I almost forgot. You'd think they had enough clothes from the baby shower and from every other
I totally forgot.
brand that I'm sure is wanting Giuliana to dress up this
That's
child in
true.
for the sake of product placement. And yet they still go shopping. And I love the fact that Eric picks out clothes that Bill actually likes.
True,
Because
absolutely.
previously Bill is so anti-Eric. He's a little mean to him. I know they're in front of the camera and Bill probably pipes it up a little bit, but he's a little snarky.
I think they get their digs in each other.
Yeah,
They go back and
that's
forth
true.
pretty well. Yes.
Yes.
I was happy to see Eric back. I like him.
But the commentary was right on. Eric described the white outfit as a karate outfit, and Bill goes, "It looks like a karate outfit." And then Eric goes, "This outfit looks like something that it looks like a little mini Bill." And Bill's
Right.
like, "No, it doesn't." And Bill's wearing the exact outfit as this little mini
That's what it
thing.
is. Eric's, attitude toward Bill is just love and admiration. That's what it is.
Apparently, I'm kind of relieved they didn't wear the little baby Dior's, or was it baby Gucci?
That we saw in the picture before.
Right.
The Burberry.
No, the that we saw at the baby
baby
shower.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were Dior.
Right.
So I'm a little happy that they decided to tone it down a little bit.
I have to be honest with you. When they showed those pictures of the shoot, I didn't notice what the baby was wearing at all. It was just the
It was the
entire
face.
Right. It was like the entire picture. I didn't go, oh my gosh, look at that. What outfit is that? I didn't even notice what he had on. But I'm sure he was,
Oh.
dressed immaculately.
I didn't really notice the outfits either, actually.
It was the expression, the look of his face. It was
The
just
yawn.
yeah. But I'm sure he was great. It was impeccably dressed, head to toe.
Another first was that Giuliana and Bill take their first baby CPR class.
That was scary.
That was really overwhelming.
That was scary.
That made me really uncomfortable.
Have you ever taken a CPR class? I mean, just an adult CPR class?
In general, yes, but it was in a school setting, so we didn't really take it seriously. It was like
Okay.
health class. It
Okay.
wasn't a certification type of a thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that looked very overwhelming.
She was going on and on and on and hit the bottom of the baby's foot, and if it doesn't respond, and I would have cried and ran out myself. It would have completely made me nervous and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And I was
lot.
like, where are my cliff notes? Where's my cheat sheet? I need something.
Seriously.
And she was just talking and talking and
or
talking
the
and talking.
video, or
Oh my
the
goodness.
PowerPoint presentation, or
911 really close
I
all the
don't-
time.
Yeah. But then, of course, there was the first visit with Mama and Papa to Pandy,
Love
which just
them.
makes everything
Yeah.
all better.
Her parents are great. I mean, I love Bill's mom and sister also, but when the Pandys come into place, I don't know if it's the Italian
Miraculo.
or what it is. They're just this cute little loving couple. I love when they
I did too.
come to visit.
So Giuliana and her mom have a moment. What
True.
did you think of this?
I thought it was a really honest moment. I think I almost called my mom to ask her. I don't have kids, but I know my mom is. I know you're waiting. I know you're waiting. But just to
I know,
have,
Mom.
to have that moment with your mom to say, okay, you've done this. How did you do this? Please tell me you were scared. Make me feel as if everything I'm feeling right now with the nervousness of, as Giuliana was saying, bringing a child into this world that can be crazy. Please let me know I'm feeling okay. I'm doing the right thing. I can do the right thing. And I think Mama DePandy just said the right thing, day by day. Take it one thing at a time. Of course I was scared, but you'll figure it out. I believe in you. Like, you just need that from your mom sometimes.
She still got the mom, Joe.
Oh,
She was like, the what?
I know.
We just talked about this, Mom.
I think she was just trying to block it out. She didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't see the Pandies having any problem in the bedroom.
Let's not talk about that. Let's move on to some news and gossip instead, shall we?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, if you are a regular viewer, listener of the Giuliana and Bill After Show, you know that this section of the show is usually just kind of fun
True.
because we already know that Giuliana and Bill have a baby and it's beautiful.
They
and
let the cat out the bag.
they're active tweeters, and if you're fans of the show, you're probably fans of them in real life. But I did want to let you guys know that there is a little bit of news. Number one, Duke is now in a crib. Now that they're back in their
Wow.
LA house, they are putting him in a crib for the very first time. Normally, he's been in his little baby Moses
okay, right.
basket
Mhm.
or little thing next to the bed, and he is not having
Oh,
it.
that's so true.
So interesting. In this episode, Giuliana is saying how he is the perfect baby. He's always sleeping. All he does is eat and poop and then sleep all the time. And they are up all night long. She's not sleeping. They're up with the baby. He does not like the crib.
Right.
But Giuliana did post an adorable photo on her Twitter of baby Duke in shirtless Bill's chest, skin to
Favorite
skin.
part.
And the caption is, I could just stare at this little face all day long.
And
So-
it's pretty adorable.
It's so cute.
Aw.
I'm not sure if we have it up right now, but if you're watching the YouTube video later, or if you're checking out our Facebook page, we'll make sure that we post it there. If not, check it out on G's Twitter, which is Giuliana Rancic.
True.
And then another thing, I believe this was on E! News. I could be mistaken. It was something that I just randomly thought of during the show. But Giuliana was talking about baby number 2 with Terrence J.
Okay.
Terrence Jenkins, which is her new co-host on E!
Right. Doing a great
And
job.
we have been talking about Giuliana and Bill possibly having baby number 2 already on the way, possibly having Delphine be the surrogate. And it sounds like they're going to wait until they've committed to Chicago.
No, okay, interesting.
Because I mean, who knows? They could be trying to throw us off,
Right,
or
who
keep
knows?
us waiting. They do need to have some some content for the next season.
True.
But it sounds like, you know, they have the rule like, oh, should we wait 1 year, 2 years? Or maybe this was even in the episode. So if you're watching and listening and you watch the show, correct me if I'm wrong, because I am just turkey brain farting right now. But yeah, so since G kind of already, you know, hooked Bill for this time around,
Right.
she signed the 5-year contract with E, and then they got pregnant, so they have to stay in LA. And he really wants to go back to Chicago. I don't blame him. I love a good Midwestern boy. I had a Midwestern upbringing, and I love that. So it sounds like they might end up waiting a little longer, which I think would be 3 more years on Giuliana's contract.
Yeah. Well, I will have to say, for everyone who also watches the show, not this week, but the week before, right before the first show, Meet the Duke, Giuliana and Bill did a live chat.
That's right.
They did a live chat. They were actually in LA getting ready to catch a plane back to Chicago. Oh, in Chicago, catching a plane to LA to go see the baby. And they answered questions from their fans. And one question was, will little baby Duke live his life in front of the camera? And Bill actually said, we're deciding that, and so we're not really sure if he will be on the show or if we will continue the show in the future as he starts growing up. So we have to watch and see. Maybe they pulled the plug, and Giuliana was like, really? He's like, yeah, we have to kind of think about it and decide if we want to put our child in front of the camera and if we want to continue to do this, because it seems as if Bill wants him to have a regular Midwestern upbringing, as you were saying, and with cameras following you, sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
And another thing, too, you know, the show has been going on for a very long time.
Right.
I love watching them. But it'll be interesting to see, where is Giuliana's career going to be going after her contract's up? If she's going to be moving to Chicago, you know, there aren't really a lot of really big shows coming out of Chicago unless she wants to, you know, try to get
Harpo Studios.
Exactly. So, and with you know, the ADD of, well, everyone in the world, who knows if they're going to kind of be old news and fade away. Granted, I'm sure I will always be
always love
a
them.
Giuliana and Bill devotee. I will always
right.
follow them on Twitter and twit pics and everything.
Right.
But, you know, that could be a factor as well, as who knows if they'll get renewed once she leaves.
It's also a thing of, you know, different chapters in everyone's life. You know, just like we were saying before, Giuliana was such a hardworking person. Not that she isn't now, but her priorities are changing, and maybe they'll both just decide, let's just turn the cammers off, move to Chicago, move to Chicago, live a different type of life. I'm sure she will always be on television, but maybe she won't be doing E. Maybe they'll still do Ready for Love or public speaking, or you know, maybe they'll write just, you know, parenting books and that type of thing. So, I mean, I know the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
It just may be time to turn the page. Who knows? We'll see.
We shall see.
There you go.
Any predictions for next week? Again, granted, we already kind of know what happens.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I would love to see Robbie and Lena and Brenda babysit little baby Duke. Not a prediction. That's just something I would like to see.
Not anytime soon. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Especially Robbie. I'd love for him to take him out.
I am looking forward to seeing how Giuliana holds up on Emmy night.
True.
I'm assuming the season will go that far, and I want to see how they're you know, continuing their maternity paternity leave.
Right. And has Bill slowed down any, or I guess that's a question we'll have to figure out too.
Because he'd finished, he'd done his whole America Now series.
Oh, that's true.
On that
Finish
one
that
day.
up. Right.
And I think he's always maybe doing some investments or other little projects.
That's true.
But
they're working at RPM Steak. We know that, but that's in Chicago.
Exactly.
So that was perfect during paternity leave. So I guess we'll see.
We shall see. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our Giuliana and Bill recap. We will be back next week at the exact same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Tune in live or download the podcast on iTunes. Again, don't forget to rate us. Or you can also watch us on YouTube. Leave comments, leave suggestions, and you can always tweet me. I'm Giselle Ugarte at Giselle Ugarte. And
I am Tara Johnson. It is always such a pleasure to be with you, and you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at TJPath2Passion. That's all one word.
And as always, a huge thank you to Marissa in the corner over there.
Do it.
Have a great night, and Hey, if you're sticking around, don't have a lot to do tonight, I will be up next in an hour hosting Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition recap. So stick around for that. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.